Hello and welcome to build number 51. We are building the legs from top to bottom. So I will have you use a mini band and I'm going to be using a big squishy soft medicine ball. If you don't have access to that, you can grab a sleeping bag, a pillow, a volleyball, a soccer ball. What we're going to be doing is squeezing the ball between the knees to activate those adductors, the groin. So whatever you can squeeze those knees into would be fantastic. A foam roller is great, anything like that. I have a jump rope that I'm going to be using and then a heavy kettlebell. And that's it for the equipment list. Let's go ahead and get going on some warm up and core activation. We will be using our timer once again. I have definitely been in a timer phase. So anyway, with today, I think it's going to be very functional. All right, go ahead and plant onto your hands and knees. Roll those ankles out. I always like kind of getting those geared up and moved around. Perfect. And then let's go into some cat-cow. Inhale, push your chest forward. Lube up the back. Get it geared up for a big leg set. I'm anticipating today to just be some fun. Definitely get difficult here and there. But the way that the timer is going to run and the way that we'll move through from different parts of the legs, I think will be something to look forward to. Open that chest, exhale and round. Open your chest, exhale and round. All right, neutralize your spine, so just make it nice and level, and then let your hips hinge to the right. Nice big pull through the outside of the hip, and then hinge to the left. Back to the right, and back to the left. One more time each side. Perfect. Let's do our hamstring slide now. Get that hip flexor open and the hamstring kind of warmed up, loosened up, hinge forward. Depending on what all you've been up to so far today, your legs are going to be ready to go, ready to push into our little stretch here. Otherwise, be nice. Just kind of enter in gently. Wake them up slowly. Try to keep those hips nice and level. We'll go 3, 2, and 1. Before we switch to the other side, let's just get into that inner thigh a little bit. So plant your foot to the outside and then just hinge over and back. Same kind of as we just did. Lubing it up, not staying too long, any one spot. Go 2 more. Last one. All right, bring your left leg forward and the right leg back. Hinge forward and pull back. Go ahead and check in with that core. Get it nice and flexed, supporting the back, supporting the pelvis. Making sure things stay squared off and happy and healthy. All right, last one. Forward and back. Okay, and then open that leg out to the side. Hinge over and then pull back into that inner thigh. We'll go 2 more. And last one. All right, let's go ahead and lower over onto our back side. Hug both knees into the chest for a little sec here. Give your back another little stretch. If you can get your knees close to one another, you're also going to be feeling those hip flexors. Get a little tug and pull. All right, extend your right leg long. Tuck that left knee in. Go ahead and keep that belly nice and strong. Push and low back into the ground. And then your right leg, tug it in. All right, and then just set both feet on the ground. We're going to get our good old-fashioned concentrated crunches. So rest the head and the hands right here. My head and shoulders are up off the ground. My hands are supporting the chest is lifted just slightly, and your chin is tucked into your chest. Wiggle around until you can get that low back pushed really deep into the mat. You should be feeling already concentration and contraction, flexion into the abdomen. Exhale, lift your chest towards your belly button. Inhale, lower back down without relaxing your belly. Take a little second. Congratulate yourself for making it, for gearing up. And then think about the reward that you're going to have from checking today off the list, from adding it maybe to the list in terms of your list of achievements, accomplishments, successes. We're obtaining goals. We're pushing ourselves constantly every day. We're fighting aging. We're fighting laziness. Fighting being still and static. Ooh, build that heat. Definitely feeling my core temperature rise up. Keep it going here. Just building that heat. Nice little precursor warm up to our legs. Starts with the firing of the core, making sure we're going to be supported. Keep it going. Keep that flexion. Got 5 to go. 5, 4. Make sure you're not relaxing on the way back down. 3, 2, and 1. Whew. All right. Great start. Let's get going on those legs. Grab your band and slide it on around your high ankle, low calf. So we're going to be going through 4 sets of 30-second transition, 30-second time blocks of just 2 different exercises. Oh, that band feels really tight. All right, so what we're doing is we're starting up at the top. We're going to dig into that abductor, your kind of glute med up here on the upper outer thigh, upper outer glutes. And all you're going to do is set in to one side, say your left foot. That leg is actually going to be feeling more of the heat as we pull or abduct the other toe out to the side. Pick one side, one direction, either the tap out or back in, that you're going to try. You totally can if you need to. Try not to tap the ground. So maybe it's out tap, in, out tap. It just is going to force you to have to work a little bit deeper into that supporting leg, which is where we're going for the heat, and also challenge our balance. All right, so we're going to go 30 seconds each side, 4 times through. And go. So we're going to be here for 4 minutes. Make sure that core is still set in. That one we just built, woke up, got geared into. Hinge back into the glute on your supporting side. Make sure you're sitting on that heel. No transition time. As soon as we hear the timer, we're just going to switch to that other side. Okay, set onto your right leg. Tap out. Bring the leg in. Try your best to keep the upper body as still as possible. Ooh, ah. Sit back on that heel. Build that heat. So far, so good. 2 seconds. Switch it up. Should be getting just a little tougher. Mine definitely is. You get as far as you can. Feel both directions of the move on that pushing leg, but really sink into the support on your supporting side. That heat in that glute. Whew. All right. Second time, second leg. Almost halfway. Ugh. Staying in that same section, that same position for sets on end really builds the heat. Definitely been doing a number on the legs here recently. Let's just keep it going. Set 3. Double check that core. Can you grab those transverse abdominis any tighter? The low portion of your abdomen. And switch. Still working that pulling leg. It's not really like you get much of a break. That supporting leg is already very fatigued, but awesome job. Keep it up. All right, last set through. Keep that burn. These abductors are so important for keeping our back healthy. Also the knees. Need those strong, healthy glutes to support all that goes on in those thighs. And then, therefore, supporting that knee joint. All right, friends, last leg. We're going to get a 30-second transition time or break until we start our next set of work. So we're getting that upper outer glute super high on the legs. And then we're going to start bringing it down just a bit, working more. 3, 2, and 1. Whew. Working more into the big part of the glute max, gluteus maximus, and a little bit more into the thighs all around. Okay, so we are going to be hitting up squats or jump squats, your choice. From there, we're just going to go into a glute bridge. Okay, that glute bridge isn't going to be too awfully difficult in terms of intensity. 3 seconds, but we really want to build awareness of those glutes. Nice to get off that little mini muscle, kind of get some more support from the entire leg. Keep that belly locked, push tension on the band, and you should really be feeling the glutes fire here. 5 seconds. Okay, lie it down, push up into that glute bridge, hips up. You're going to drive your knees out into that band, but focus on the bottom of your glutes. Push into the heels, pull the heels back toward your shoulders. Just because we do a lot of glute work doesn't mean you're going to get a big butt, so either you're welcome or sorry. All right. I've been doing this stuff for years. Massive butt is not in the cards for me. But it's about strengthening those glutes. That's the point. Focus those glutes. You need those big muscles, powerhouse, back into your bridge. Bottom of our second round. Settle the breath a bit. Don't hang out here. Figure out how to grab more glute. Self-flexion. That's what we're going for. Time. Back up. Squats or jump squats. Knees and toes line up. Check in with your core. Tension on that band. Keep it there. Okay, back down. Get those bridges. Bottom of the third. Make sure the core's strong. We're not overarching that low back. Big part of those glutes. You want that main muscle there. Top of the fourth. This is it. Oh. Time. Take it down. Get those glutes pushed up. Booty muscles engaged. Tuck that pelvis. See if you can get your hip flexors open. See if you feel even in the push. Drive into that band. Time. All right. Get rid of your band. 30 seconds transition. Okay, we're moving into the groin, inner thighs. Just a little lower. You're going to use your ball and squeeze. We're going to be squeezing the ball between the knees. And then the second one is a kneeling thrust. Hinge back, pop up, get the quads. So, groin and quads. Bring the legs up, tabletop. You can support your head up or leave it on the ground and squeeze. Isometric contractions. Oh, big winner, big burner. Feel that low back press into the ground. Remember, what are we here for? Maybe even tap in, dial in, create that neuromuscular connection. All right, flip it over, straight in. We're doing that quad press. So sit back, drive up. You feel the glutes here too. That's great, but really target those quads. So as you hinge back, feel the quads grab. Then the glutes push you. Back up, getting into that quad. Time. Back over. Inner thighs. Adductors. So we've gotten our abductors up high, our glutes. Now we're lower. Groin. Ooh. The effort level is up to you. The intensity level is up to you here. Nobody knows how tight you're squeezing that ball but you. So create whatever story drives you. Pretend that you're on a screen. Pretend that you're in class. You're somebody that you've always wanted to get just a little bit further in front of, next to you, or whatever it is that you're training for. Build that story. Try not to relax. Back. Off. Top of the third. Those inner thighs are going to know whether or not you worked later. tone and the support that they have. They'll know. Give it your all. Give it your all. Oh. Keep in mind that reward. Know that you gave it. You're your absolute best. You're going to finish up today. Proud of your effort. Takes a little focus. Find those quads right there as your butt hinges back. And then when you tuck the glutes at the top, now that those inner thighs are sore, feeling that too. Come on, come on. Press more, press more. Oh, time. Flip it over. Feel those quads. That push. We don't work on and isolate the quads much in my sessions. We just generally, there's our timer, generally grab pretty well in life. So not always a big deal. Okay, we're going to go deadlifts for hamstrings and then sumo squats just for a nice big wraparound finish up. Deadlifts, toes are just outside hips, straight ahead. Grab deep into the core, make sure the upper back is flat. Sit your hips back so it's a hinge and then a thrust of those hips forward. So you get your hip flexors open, push up through those glutes. Feel your hamstrings lengthen and then press up. Feel the belly button pull back and wrap around that core. Okay, sumo squats, nice and wide. Sit low and back again, finding those hamstrings. You're gonna feel those inner thighs again, our glutes, the quads. Nice big all around push. Lock into that belly. 3, 2, and 1. Back to our deadlifts. Now we're hinging. I really actually love doing squats and deadlifts back to back so you can set into the difference of what the feel is, the hinge. So right now we're hinging, and then the squat. You're really bending those knees. Focus on those hamstrings, but you got to keep your belly locked back to sumos. Pull your knees as wide as you can. Wrap all the way through, flexing in at the top. You got it. Back to deadlifts. Top of the third. If you find that your low back feels pressure, no matter what you're doing, maybe try widening your feet. Sometimes a wider base of support is super helpful for keeping the low back happy. Okay, widen it out. Toes out just slightly. Should be able to keep your back a little bit higher. Doesn't hinge forward as far, at least for me. You can kind of sit those hips straight down. Check in with your core, upper back. Keep that bracing. Okay, last set. Top of the fourth. Just a slight bend in the knees. Keep the rib cage lifted up away from those hip bones. Okay, sumos. Find those flexions. Get a good pace going, but don't rush it at the same time. You want to feel all the directions, all the way down, all the way up. There's our time. All right, clear out of space. We're going to go jump rope. Okay, 4 minutes, jumping rope. We'll see how it goes. This, my friends, is calves. Bottom of our leg chain here. Find a pace that you can sustain. I'm going to try to keep track of how many times our timer goes off. Still keeping that core contracted. The goal is getting into those calves. There's one. You need to go through 8 beeps. A while back, our formatting frenzy, we made it through an entire 8 minutes jumping rope. As always, if the jump rope beats you up, just pretend. Keep those heels up off the ground. 2. 3. Aw. 4. My calves are definitely fired up. Make sure you're feeling them evenly. My right one is a little more dry right now, so I'm going to try to focus a teeny bit more on that left. Five. Is that 5? I think so. 7. And 8. Wow. Okay. Good work. Definitely fried those calves. All right. Let's give ourselves a nice stretch. That was fun. Definitely had its moments, but overall, 100% doable. Just a fun little leg build. Not quite the frying that we did a few sessions ago. Oh, maybe just start here. Oh, let those knees drop forward. Hinge to the right. And then to the left. Fantastic job. Little heart rate build. Alrighty, let's go into our downward facing dog. And then we're going to stretch it all out from bottom to top. All right, so starting off with those calves, if you'd like to remove your shoes at this point, go for it. Sometimes that feels even better. So take your left foot and cross it around your right heel, driving that right heel to the ground. Straighten your right knee and then bend. And then straighten and bend. One more time. Straighten. Hold it straight. Slide the chest back a little deeper. And then we'll go to the left side. So left foot on the ground. Try to hide your heel behind your ankle. Cross your right foot around your left ankle. Bend your left knee. And straighten. Bend. Straighten. Bend. Straighten. Double check with the upper body. Make sure you're not holding tension anywhere. Okay, one more time. Straighten. Hold. Perfect. Okay, and then drop onto your knees with your tops of the feet on the ground, and then slowly come back. Stretch through that anterior tibialis, so the side of the calf. May not be super tight, but still really good for it. Okay, and then you're going to keep your feet there, and we're going to go into a quad stretch from here. So plant your hands on the ground, or you can bring something behind. You can even put your hands on your feet to help lift the floor, and then just push your hips up and away. So tuck the pelvis under. So you're pulling the top of the pelvis towards your belly button, and the back of the pelvis toward the backs of the knees to help open those hip flexors. Get through those quads. We'll get them another way too, don't worry. Okay, settle back down. Come forward onto your stomach. Cross your left arm so that it's parallel with the front of the mat, and then you're going to grab your right foot and pull towards you. So really try to envision that you're lengthening the knee, that right knee, toward the back of the mat or pushing it toward the ground. It's going to help kind of engage the quad and then relax. Pull that heel back towards your glute a little deeper. All right, release there. Other side, right arm parallel to the front of the mat. Grab your left foot. If you need to use a strap, of course, grab one. So first lengthen. Feel like that femur bone, the top of your leg is lengthening. Push down into the mat and then pull. Awesome. All right, time for hamstrings. push back up. We're going to come all the way to standing. Put your right foot at the back of the mat, left foot forward, and then you're going to pull your right heel in so that it lines up, just like those pyramid hinges we do. And then now we're just doing our pyramid stretch. So I want you to pull the right hip forward and drop it down, reaching your chest toward the thigh, dropping your chin down toward your ankle. And you should feel that whole backside of the hamstring getting stretched. As always, if you need to, bring the floor up to you. Keep your breath going. All right, and then switch to the other side. Right leg forward, left leg back at an angle so your heels line up. Pull that left hip around and then lean forward. And chances are you'll feel this all the way up the back of the leg, starting kind of toward your Achilles and then through the calf, back of the knee. But that big pull, that big stretch is that back of the hamstring. Always keeping that breath deep and even. All right, we're going to go ahead and take a seat, and we're going to get into our inner thighs. So we're just going to go into a wide spread eagle position. Maybe you can do the full splits. Good for you. Not happening here. Toes are up. Reach your body forward. Depending on how tight you are, keep your hands supported behind your back. Otherwise, walk them forward. So feel those groin muscles getting stretched. I'm not quite sure if plural groin is still groin or groins. I think it's groin. Sounds right. Something I can ask Google later. Extend and reach out through those legs. Good, good, good. All right, inner thigh. Got it. Now we're going to get those glutes, and so we're going to do that by switching into our pigeon. So if you prefer, you can go a figure 4 stretch. That is another great way to get a glute stretch. So make sure the hips are squared off and then settle in. So I've been geeking out a lot about habit change lately. So if I can leave you with just a little bit of what I've learned that I thought makes total sense and I think can be super effective, is that when you're trying to change a habit, you have to start with your cueing. So you need to have a cue, because habit is not a decision. It's something that you do without thinking about it, right? Even though we decide to brush our teeth and put the toothpaste on and maybe run it under water first or whatever. However you do it, do you spit, brush more? Anyway, all your whole rhythm and system, that's habit. You don't think about it. You're not like, oh, this time I think I'm going to brush with water before I brush with paste. All right, switch to the other side. So a cue, whatever that may be. So for us, let's say if it's to hit a workout session every day, the easiest thing is to set a time, maybe, right? So 6 a.m. every day, cue up, time to work out. If that doesn't work for your schedule, maybe it's a ding on your phone. You set an alarm. Monday it's 6, Tuesday it's 4, Wednesday it's 2, whatever. So a cue, or it can be that you have everything set up, right? Depending on your workout space, you can go ahead and get your mat out, get your equipment out, set up your computer, make sure the computer is plugged in, like take away all the roadblocks. So first thing's cue, then your action, and then reward. So if you can envision and visualize the reward. Okay, now we're going to go all the way up and try to get into our abductors. Okay, so what you're going to do is have your left knee on the mat, right, with your foot down, and then as close as you can get your top knee, that right knee, to stack on top of the left knee. You're going to do that, and then just sit down wherever works for you. You can pull your feet away. So you're going to feel, for me, my bottom abductor. Okay, so the reward could be that you have a cup of coffee waiting for you after, or a shake that you really like, or you get to watch a little video. Actually, this is something one of you guys told me, that after they complete the YouTube video of the session, okay, let's switch our legs, that they have, they allow themselves another 5 to 10 minute video of something that they want to watch. So it's a little reward. And then you create the habit because your brain starts gearing up for the reward before it even hits. So it's that whole dopamine signal. And I'm butchering the scientific terminology, but I think it's worth giving a shot. So for me, sometimes, I know it's a shocker, I don't always feel like working out, but I don't think about that long because I am totally addicted to the feeling of after a workout's over, no matter what it is. I actually have to decide on like a lower intensity day that it was a good thing to allow myself not to sweat or to go super heavy or whatever else, but just making it to the mat. So find your reward, find your cue, the activity. It could relate to nutrition or whatever else, and then the reward, and then keep that cycle going. And before you know it, it's become a habit. You don't have to decide anymore. Am I going to work out today? Am I not? Am I going to eat clean today? Am I not? You're setting up your cueing. Open the fridge. It's all healthy food. Easy. I'm not sure about easy. All right. Okay. Sorry. We had a little bit longer session today, but it was fun. And I'll see you next time.